Well, it was all lovely, save for that last note. Welcome, friends. Thanks for coming. It's a joy to be with you this morning, and I hope that you are well indeed. We will jump right in this morning. Where shall we begin? Proverbs. Again, I'll say welcome to all the friends that are here this morning from Long Yov. Young Love 4020. It's going to be an ongoing joke forever and ever. Jay Armstrong, Nachiketa, welcome. Joe Ray, hey. Sue Finelli, always great to have you here. It's so early in the morning. I know it is for you as it is for me as well. All right, so we'll jump right in. We're going to begin with Proverbs, and we'll start with chapter 16 in the World Messianic Bible, and then we'll move on from there. The plans of the heart belong to a man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs his motives. Commit your deeds to the Lord, and your plans will succeed. The Lord has made everything for its own end, yes, even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone who is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. they shall certainly not go unpunished. By mercy and truth, iniquity is atoned for. By the fear of the Lord, men will depart from evil. When a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. Better is a little with righteousness than great revenue with injustice. A man's heart plans his course, but the Lord directs his steps. Inspired judgments are on the lips of the king. He shall not betray his mouth. Honest balances and scales belong to the Lord. All the weights in the bag are his work. It is an abomination for kings to do wrong, for the throne is established by righteousness. Righteous lips are the delight of kings. They value one who speaks truth. The king's wrath is a messenger of death, but a wise man will pacify it. In the light of the king's face is life. His favor is like a cloud of the spring rain. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold? Yes, to get understanding is to be chosen rather than silver. The highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He who keeps his way preserves his own soul. Pride goes before destruction, and an arrogant spirit before a fall. It is far better to be of lowly spirit with the poor than to divide the plunder with the proud. He who heeds the word finds prosperity. Whoever trusts in the Lord is blessed. The wise in heart shall be called prudent. Pleasantness of the lips promotes instruction. Understanding is a fountain of life to one who has it, but the punishment of fools is their own folly. The heart of the wise instructs his mouth and adds learning to his lips. Pleasant words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. There is a way that seems right to a man, but in the end it leads only to death. The appetite of the laboring man labors for him, for his mouth urges him on. A worthless man devises mischief. His speech is like a scorching fire. A perverse man stirs up strife. A whisperer separates close friends. A man of violence entices his neighbor and leads him in a way that is not good. One who winks with his eyes to plot perversities, one who compresses his lips, he's bent on evil. Gray hair is a crown of glory. It is attained by a life of righteousness. One who is slow to anger is better than the mighty. One who rules his own spirit, stronger than he who takes a city. The lot is cast into the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord. Oh dear, have we gotten trolls already this morning? How delightful. Perhaps if you listen, you might gain some wisdom. This is, after all, ancient wisdom for a modern world. The wisdom hasn't changed. The world has. We'll continue with Proverbs 17, but I did want to note here, Proverbs 16:32 was perfectly in line with my contemplations over the last couple of days. In regard to the nature of power and strength and might, that true power does not need to coerce. Coercion and force comes out of fear. And so truly, one who can rule his own spirit is mightier than those who can take a fortified city. Proverbs 17, better is a dry morsel with quietness than a house full of feasting with strife. A servant who deals wisely will rule over a son who causes shame, and will have a part in the inheritance among the brothers. The refining pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the heart. An evildoer heeds wicked lips, a liar gives ear to a mischievous tongue. Whoever mocks the poor reproaches his Maker. He who is glad at calamity shall not go unpunished. Children's children are the crown of old men. The glory of children is their parents. Excellent speech isn't fitting for a fool, much less do lying lips fit a prince. A bribe is a precious stone in the eyes of him who gives it. Wherever he turns, he prospers. He who covers an offense promotes love, but he who repeats a matter separates best friends. Perhaps that's worth a repeat. He who covers an offense promotes love, but he who repeats a matter separates best friends. A rebuke enters deeper into one who has understanding than 100 lashes into the back of a fool. Yes, Voynich, I do. An evil man seeks only rebellion. Therefore a cruel messenger shall be sent against him. Let a bear robbed of her cubs meet a man rather than a fool in his own folly. Whoever rewards evil for good, evil shall not depart from his own house. The beginning of strife is like breaching a dam. Therefore, stop contention before quarreling breaks out. He who justifies the wicked and he who condemns the righteous, both of them alike are an abomination to the Lord. It's exactly what our mainstream media does. I don't think there's any question about that. Why is there money in the hand of a fool to buy wisdom, since he has no understanding? A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. A man void of understanding strikes hands and becomes collateral in the presence of his neighbor. He who loves disobedience loves strife. One who builds a high gate seeks his own destruction. One who has a perverse heart doesn't find prosperity, and one who has a deceitful tongue falls into trouble. He who becomes the father of a fool grieves. The father of a fool has no joy. A cheerful heart makes good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. A wicked man receives a bribe in secret to pervert the ways of justice. Wisdom is before the face of one who has understanding, but the eyes of a fool wander to the ends of the earth. A foolish son brings grief to his own father, and bitterness to her who bore him. Also, to punish the righteous is not good, nor to flog officials for their integrity. He who spares his words has knowledge. He who is even-tempered is a man of understanding. Even a fool, when he keeps his mouth shut, is counted wise. When he closes his lips, he is considered to be discerning. Proverbs 17. Well, that's from the World Messianic Bible. It is part of what we do here, again, just to give everybody a moment to come together and remember that you are not alone in this journey. I want to take a moment and say, all right, turn to pages 65 in your hymnal. Hallelujah. But no, we're not going to do that. I will, however, have a sip of this freaking delicious coffee. And to answer a question for Ronnie up there in the wilds of Alaska. I've mentioned it before, but the coffee basically is, I prefer a light to medium roast, one of the typical breakfast type stuff. I like a Chiapas is what I'm currently doing, but you can use any kind of blend. I like kind of a combination of like a light with a medium or a medium light kind of combination. Keep you want beans that are oily, not dried out. You don't want to grind them until just before you make the coffee. Use the best, cleanest water you can get. Put positive intention into it the entire process. Grind it. I use a carafe, a French press, and I'd say about 6 ounces, I think is the right amount. I can't remember the exact amounts. I think it's like 300 grams of ground coffee, but I don't remember exactly. But it's your basic deal. But about a teaspoon, or rather a tablespoon of salted butter in the steep, as well as quite a bit of ground cannella or cinnamon in the steep rather than the cup. And it does, because it's a tree bark, it's much darker, gives a much deeper, darker note in the steep. I typically steep for around 3 minutes and 20 seconds-ish, something like that. 4 minutes is the recommended steep time typically, but I don't know. I find that just with the way that I make it, it comes in really better, just under 3.5 minutes, 3:33. You can use if that works for you. Depends, I think, on altitude and pressure and a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Anyway, then I use about a third of the cup, maybe a quarter of the cup, the coffee cup, using 40% heavy whipping cream, warmed up to about 135 degrees. I use just the tiniest bit of pure vanilla extract, actual real vanilla, extracted into alcohol, and then a little bit of cane sugar, just a shake. My bride does not like either of those accoutrements. But anyway, then I froth it with a little hand frother. I use the Powerlix brand. It works really well. Just a little froth it. So it usually the volume is about 3 times the volume or more. Once you get that frothed, and then I pour the coffee into the frothed milk. It is freaking delicious. You can add a little green butter at that juncture if you like, which I frequently do. And it's amazing. So there you go. The real keys to it, of course, good clean water, positive intention, good beans. I think you can put a lot of stuff in it, right? So I've used everything from cayenne pepper to black pepper. You name it, turmeric. All kinds of stuff, even a little bit of Earl Grey tea. Just a little bit of stuff in the steep can be very interesting, and you can sweeten it with honey. If you do honey and cinnamon, it's a great combo superfood with cayenne pepper as well. So anyway, there's a variety of different things, but my standard daily brew is the one that I just mentioned. It is really, 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 really good. I didn't try the sodium carbonate. I didn't do that for the fluffy coffee, but I will say that the fluffy cream does make does do a pretty darn good job. So we've got that answering questions. Let's see, what else do I have here? Dun, 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 dun. So I should have been doing that while we were talking about coffee. It is Illuminati confirmed. That's right. Mm-hmm. Let's see, was there something else I wanted to share with you this morning? I think there was. I think there was a thing from I'll see if I can find it here. I think this is it. I don't know. I think it was somewhere in Psalms. Really just kind of hit me right this morning. But yeah, we'll get into it. I think when I began doing, so what is what? No, green butter? Yeah, the green butter. I do the green butter. Yeah. That's why I said I do the green butter, mostly. Not all the time. You can't always do it, but it is pretty good. So we got that going. Anyway, I was saying when I began doing the revised Baldini version of Proverbs, I will probably look at some of the Psalms as well, largely because they're just so amazing. And there are some from, let's see, what was the version I was looking at here? It's a metered version, and it uses a, let's see, again, this is a challenging one to find sometimes. It's from 1650, and the Psalms of David in meter, and they use a variety of iambic pentameters to do this. So, for example, here's Psalm 97 from the metered psalm, and this is from 1650. God reigneth, let the earth be glad, and isles rejoice each one. Dark clouds him compass, and in right with judgment dwells his throne. Fire goes before him, and his foes it burns up round about. His lightnings lightened did the world, earth saw, and shook throughout. Hills at the presence of the Lord like wax did melt away, even at the presence of the Lord of all the earth, I say. The heavens declare his righteousness, all men his glory see. All who serve graven images, confounded let them be. Who do of idols boast themselves, let shame upon them fall. Ye that are called gods, see that ye do him worship all. Sion did hear, and joyful was, glad Judah's daughters were. They much rejoiced, O Lord, because thy judgments did appear. For thou, O Lord, art high above all things on earth that are. Above all other gods thou art exalted very far. Hate ill all ye that love the Lord, his saints' souls keepeth he. And from the hands of wicked men he sets them safe and free. For all those that be righteous sown is a joyful light, and gladness sown is for all those who are in heart upright. Ye righteous in the Lord rejoice, express your thankfulness, when ye into your memory do call his holiness. Psalm 97 and the metered Psalms of 1650. There's some great stuff out there. Again, you can find a variety of goodies. If I go back to, let's see here, one of the ones I read from frequently, and again, I don't generally go to it as a go-to in terms of a study Bible, because it often drifts in accuracy from the original text, sometimes by quite a bit. But in terms of Proverbs, and some of the other places, it really does a great job of capturing, I think, some of the mindset of the author. This is a bit of Proverbs 17 from the Message. A meal of bread and water in contented peace is better than a banquet spiced with quarrels. A wise servant takes charge of an unruly child and is honored like one of the family. As silver in a crucible and gold in a pan, so our lives are assayed by God. Evil people relish malicious conversation. The ears of liars itch for dirty gossip. Whoever mocks poor people insults their Creator. Gloating over misfortune is a punishable crime. Old people are distinguished by their grandchildren. Children take pride in their parents. We don't expect eloquence from fools, nor do we expect lies from our leaders. Well, except for we have come to expect nothing but lies from our leaders. Receiving a gift is like getting a rare gemstone. Any way you look at it, you'll see beauty refracted. Overlook an offense and bond a friendship. Fasten to a slight and say goodbye. A quiet rebuke to a person of good sense does more than a whack on the head of a fool. Criminals out looking for nothing but trouble won't have to wait long. They'll meet it coming and going. It'd be better to meet a grizzly bear robbed of her cubs than a fool hell-bent on folly. Those who return evil for good will meet their own evil returning. The start of a quarrel is like a leak in a dam, so stop it before it bursts. Whitewashing bad people and throwing mud on good people, they're just as bad to God. As somebody I saw earlier in the chat said, this is all seems like, I don't know, straightforward stuff, right? Just common sense. And it does. That's why it's wisdom. That's why it is ancient wisdom for the modern world. It's these amazing, again, it seems like basic stuff, but common sense clearly is not common. People don't do these very basic things. And moreover, when I hear a frequently and oft repeated argument about the quality of and the nature of the historical accuracy of the content of Scripture and what it is. Again, ultimately, it seems to come down to the nature of who Dad is, your Creator. And so many seem to want to look for places to bring indictment. Oh, look, he called for the killing of every living thing, men, women, and children, and brutal, and how could he do that? Again, without context and without all the information, it's really difficult to tell, right? What one set of circumstances was. Admittedly, it kind of looks awkward on the surface, but when you look at the preponderance of evidence and on the whole, who he's described it as being, the nature of the Creator, and his interactions with humankind, if you read all of it, it does seem to be very difficult to put those to reconcile. Someone who constantly says that I love you more than anything. I've given everything for you. If you look at what the psalmist David says, that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and we are. Just take a look at your hand right now. Just look at your hand and look at the way it's designed. It is perfection. It's an organic machine that has such ratios of mechanical advantage that we were unable to duplicate until the 16th century. That's remarkable. And this is, it's self-healing, self-repairing for the most part. It's capable of all kinds of sensitivities that, again, still to this day, using robotics and technology, we still can't duplicate or even replicate very well at all. And yet here we are, designed. If we knew anyone, right, we certainly elevate and are astonished and admire artists, right? We marvel over Michelangelo's David, and sculpture that shows the human form and its beauty. But what about the one who made it work? We take a look at one cell of the human body. It's remarkable, and we can't do anything like it. It's life. It's life. So we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Look at the way we are put together. It's pretty remarkable. And to think that the creator of that would want nothing more than to torture it, to give it the sense of love and pain. Again, think about the body again. That when we need sleep, right? And we don't even know why. They've never been able to figure out why most mammals, most living things use and need sleep. It puts you in a completely vulnerable state for about a third of your existence. Like what's the point and what are dreams? So without even getting into that, we don't even know why. Well, it's just we know that we need it, and if you don't get it, it's fatal. You must have sleep. You'll go psychotic in just a number of days without it. Yet we don't know why we sleep. Yet we do, right? And we dream. We can't figure out these things. There's no biological advantage, certainly. It doesn't make any sense in evolutionary line, even if you get past all the other problems, and there are many, in terms of the evolutionary fairy tale. But if you look at this, and again, if you're hungry, what happens? If you need food, your body tells you, hey, I'm hungry, right? Feed me. If you require sleep, you get grumpy. Leave me alone. I need sleep. Right? Your body tells you if you need a nutrient. You crave a certain food that's going to contain it. Yeah, it does. It seems obvious. But you would design this being and then want nothing more than to torture it and destroy it. And everything that the Creator tells you to do is to be good, right? Don't be an asshole. Don't hurt others. Don't kill them. Don't take advantage of them. Don't rob the poor. Don't oppress the downtrodden. Be good. Don't lie. And this is an asshole, right? Like, I mean, everything he says is don't be a jerk. Be good. And this is the one that we hate. Does that seem right? I don't know. Maybe somebody smarter than me can figure it out. I adjure you. If you're looking for answers, go talk to Dad. Are there answers and information everywhere? Absolutely. You're going to find some pretty remarkable information, and some of it fairly good information or valuable, right? But you will never find the answers that you seek outside of your Creator. No religion. No need for any of that nonsense. Let's go talk to Dad. That's all you need. Okay. Hope to see you this evening. I'll be back at 5 p.m. Pacific time, and I should have more then. I will leave you with a little number from Joe Ray and myself, and this is, I want to say, somewhere in the neighborhood of 1993, I think, like that. This will be called More Than I've Ever Seen. I hope you have a great day, and yeah, come back and see us tonight.
darkness on every shore. The season's morning light inspires me no more. Seems more than I can endure. If I walk this final mile, will love be waiting there? If my feet are my